Okay, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Energized. Ross, we are back in action.
We are back in action after probably one of the most, if not the most eventful weekend we'll have all year.
Or of this decade.
Of this decade, for certain. I think we should just start from the top. First of all, if you're new to the Energized show,
welcome.
And if you're a returning Energized listener,
welcome back. Welcome back to this beautiful, crisp Monday morning.
Yeah, it is. It's a beautiful Monday morning. We're actually recording the show earlier in the day.
Yeah.
Not that that's any relevance to anyone listening or watching.
It is, man, because they're watching this live.
Oh, okay, fair enough. The show will probably be out earlier. It'll be out on Monday, actually, which is different, which is nice as well.
Yeah.
So, look, we didn't want you to have to wait any longer. CONOR McGREGOR came back, so we're coming back at you earlier. We're giving you our reaction to UFC 246, and this video is already longer than the CONOR McGREGOR fight.
That's very, very true. We're going to be discussing all the crack, and also we're going to be looking at the football news as well.
We are indeed. It's
going to be a good one. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the show as well, because there's a lot of stuff about to go down. Ross, last week we actually put out a couple of videos, and then we were actually also shouted out by Versatile as well. So cheers, lads.
Yeah, that actually is quite nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
The old Outburst lads, Versatile, they're absolute legends.
Yeah.
Congrats again, Casper Walsh getting engaged.
Yeah.
I think Alex is going to have to get down on one knee now, just to, match him.
Outdo him.
Yeah.
Outdo him, yeah. But Ross, it's UFC 246. We both stayed up and managed to watch the fight.
It was actually a slog, wasn't it?
It's mad how you stay away for all them sort of fights and none of them were great, and then it gets to the main event and it was 40 seconds long.
Were you impressed with any fight bar that last fight?
I was impressed in the heavyweight fight, your man Only Yannick with the choke from the ground.
Yeah, he's incredible. I think him and then Carlos Diego. Impressed with him. He just beat up Pettis for 7 minutes, and then that Tim Elliott fight was impressive. Me and Barry are always very impressed when people are really good at blocking punches with their face.
Yeah. It reminded us of bare knuckle boxing in a way.
Yeah,
and Ross said Elliott should now take on Jason Knight.
Yeah, I'd watch it. Would you watch it?
Yeah, I'd watch it. Yeah.
Why not? First of all, Barry, before we actually get into obviously the main event, which is what people are actually interested in, do you think UFC is after turning almost box next-esque, that they can put McGregor on top of the card and then they can actually put dirt underneath the card and then everyone just watch it anyway? Yeah,
because if you look at even the people that were there watching in attendance, there was Tom Brady, Baker Mayfield, Matthew McConaughey, Tyson Fury,
Dana White. No, but even all the fighters made sure they were there. Usman, Masvidal, Uriah Faber was there. I was like, Jesus, man, everyone's in Vegas this weekend. And then Baz you were like, people are in Vegas every weekend, man. And I was like, yeah, people are in January. It's impressive.
Yeah,
you know what
because I don't think Dana White would be able to pay Tom Brady just to fly out and go to that. These people are there by their own.
I don't think Tom Brady paid for his ticket, even though you'd 100% afford him.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but it's gotten beyond that now. People want to see Conor McGregor. I went on to all their Instagram.
Yeah, but LeBron James tweeted after as well.
LeBron James, yeah.
I'm sure Cristiano Ronaldo was watching as well because he's a big McGregor fan as well.
Yeah.
In fairness, he draws in all the stars.
That's the thing, because in the lead up to this, people were saying, "Oh, it's not really being talked about," or "Are people really going to tune in?" And then everyone did tune in.
Yeah, he just brings such superstardom to it, and even before the fight, Megan Levy did some video. She probably did a day or two beforehand, but it was showing them on the Forbes list. You know what I mean? No other UFC star they go the Forbes list, and also it makes Dana White's argument to him fighter pay and stuff like that. Being Conor McGregor was the fourth best paid person in sports 2 years ago. So you know what I mean? You have to sort of shoot your shot when it comes to that. Yeah,
remember it came up in 2019 and it said he earned over 40 million, and then Ross was like, yeah, he fought Khabib that year, and I was like, I think he fought Khabib in October 2018, and we look back, he actually didn't fight in 2019, still made over $40 million.
Yeah, he was the 22nd best paid sports star in 2019 for not fighting.
Yeah, man,
it's incredible, really, isn't it?
It's mind-blowing stuff, man, to be honest.
Yeah, and then I suppose we should look into the actual fight itself.
But I will maybe go a bit into the build-up, because the build-up actually lasted longer than the fight.
Oh, well, when I say get into the fight, I mean from the walkouts onwards.
Oh, no, I was talking about press conferences and stuff.
All right, yeah, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I mean,
why not?
In the build-up to it, we were what sort of Conor is going to come out. Obviously, he was like really relaxed, like shook hands with Cowboy. The two of them were almost best friends.
Yeah, Cowboy Jack was slick, wasn't it?
Python.
Yeah, the Python jacket with the hat. Although, whatever way the line worked in that press conference, you said to me, is like, you can't actually see Cowboy's face, which was actually not very good.
Yeah, because like to the average fan, they wouldn't really know who Cowboy is. So
Yeah.
they would be like, who is this mysterious guy?
Yeah, I was asked a lot during the week, being like, who's your man who he's fighting? I was like, oh, it's Cowboy Cerrone. And they were like, or Don Cerrone, his nickname's the Cowboy.
Yeah.
And they were like, is he any good or what? They were like, he's 37. And I was like, well, he's got like the most wins in UFC history, the most bonuses in UFC history, and he's got like the most head kick knockouts in UFC history. And they were like, oh, right, I thought he was fighting some absolute washed up fella. And like, after watching the fight, they're going to be like, you told me that fella wasn't washed up.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Cowboy's like the man, and it just, I don't know, he's notoriously known for being a slow starter.
Yeah.
I think I was watching Chael Sonnen and go, my one advice for Cowboy Cerrone would be to be going into round 3 in that first round when you walk out the octagon and do 2 rounds backstage.
Yeah, get warmed up.
Yeah, but obviously he didn't. In terms of the press conferences, what should make McGregor be nice to Cerrone?
I know,
he's like very complimentary to him. You know what I mean? He was like, oh, Donald's brilliant.
I tell you, something's after happening to Conor over the last while. He's after turning a new leaf.
Finding God.
Yeah, finding God maybe, yeah. But Tony Robbins as well. He was actually he was there in attendance as well. But
he was there afterwards. I see him in the octagon. How could you not see that?
How could you not see him? Yeah, it's like Shaquille O'Neal almost. It's almost as big as him. But it was strange seeing Conor like this. He was just like almost. I didn't know if he needed to be like fired up in order to go out and kill someone, or he was too relaxed that I didn't like. We couldn't gauge what sort of Conor we were going to get because this was a brand new one. So therefore, you're probably going to see a brand new one in the octagon.
I think Conor learned that he went into that Khabib fight and he carried his emotions in with him, and he had such a detest for Khabib that it didn't actually work out in his favour. The best Conor is always the cool, calm, and collected Conor. Like if you look at the Conor that beat Aldo, the Conor that beat Alvarez, look how like relaxed he was in the octagon.
Yeah,
like he hated Khabib. He wanted to go in there and smash him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it didn't actually work out in his favour. You could also see that, you know, the way he was carrying himself, the way he was talking, he was so much more clear-headed, and like he wasn't, you know, when he was fighting Khabib, like every third word that came out of his mouth was proper 12 whiskey.
Yeah.
And like this time around, like he might mention at the start, mention at the end, and that's about it. So he really had a nice dance partner in Cerrone. Cerrone had no interest in trying to like insult McGregor either, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He knew that like McGregor picked him to be his dance partner, and he was going to make more money than he never made ever off a fight. So like Cerrone was always going to be happy.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, yeah. The thing is as well, Conor with the time off now he's back obviously, but he like everything he had going on in the background, he had that sort of done. As in, like he like promoted Proper 12 so much that's done now. It's like right the next chapter, really, you know.
Yeah, and McGregor said himself he got complacent. He was drinking all the time, and like he go to training one day and then go on the piss for 3 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah. People were so excited to have him back, weren't they?
Yeah. Oh, it was incredible. Like I've never seen so many people on ESPN who don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It was actually frightening to see.
Yeah.
Me and Barry were like threw it on. I think it was like 11 o'clock, and obviously the fight didn't happen until 5:30 in the morning. And there was these two guys on. One fella was so stiff, and he was sitting there, and like you just tell he didn't know what he was talking about. And then there was another fella like 100% reading off the teleprompter.
Yeah.
Which is like fine to do when you can do it with a bit of confidence, but they just didn't have a clue. You can just tell when someone's sitting there and they don't have a breeze what they're on about.
I think it's even more obvious when you never see these guys ever, right? And then all of a sudden Conor McGregor's fighting, they're like breaking stuff down. You're like, where were you last month for whatever event was on, you know?
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. It's like, this is the first UFC event I've ever watched. Yeehaw.
Yeah.
Here, did you see Dan Blazarian lost $1 million on betting on Cowboy?
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to miss that, isn't he?
Oh, no, yeah, but I was like, serves him right.
We should probably get into the fight then, really, shouldn't we, man?
Yeah, well, actually, you know what I just want to say? I think a lot of people were like questioning like McGregor's drawing power and stuff like that after the Khabib fight, and they were like, oh, he's lost. He hasn't won a fight since 2016, which is like true, but also like it's not exactly accurate to say he hasn't like really been fighting since 2016. He fought Floyd Mayweather, the greatest boxer of all time, and he fought Khabib, who's undefeated in MMA. Also, like, in fairness, McGregor has the same opportunity to do all the hard training that Khabib does, but like Khabib, like, religiously has never drank. McGregor just released new whiskey, so like it was that was always going to like go against McGregor. I wasn't going to like favour him anyway.
Yeah.
Although most people, when they have a few whiskeys, think they're a better fighter. But like sometimes I feel like people like have forgotten how good McGregor's performances were in previous fights, because me and Barry were discussing it before the fight, and we're like, oh, what do you think McGregor's 3 best performances are? And like we both agree that like his performance against Eddie Alvarez is like the greatest title fight performance of all time.
Yeah.
Then obviously the Jose Aldo one like has to be second, and then I think we sort of had Poirier third. I think you said Seaver because you love that fight.
Yeah, no, he just has so many standout performances, and like even my sister and my dad asked about the fight, and like they never like watch any fights. Yeah. And then like the video was because it was only 40 seconds. It was like long enough to be like an Instagram. Yeah, an Instagram.
That's what happened. Jade's dad was like, "Oh, I saw you won the fight," and I was like, "Do you want to see the fight?" And he was like, "I was like, oh, it was like we don't have that channel." I was like, "No, you can watch it on Instagram. It's fine. Don't worry."
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, but like my sister and my dad were so baffled how Cowboy Cerrone didn't even hit him.
Yeah, it was crazy, and I think Conor McGregor threw 20 strikes and landed 19. He missed the first one.
See, that's the thing, right? People be like, "Oh, you're up to his ass," or "You're saying he's that good and he's not." But it's like we watch hundreds of fights.
Yeah,
we've seen about
it's not thousands.
Yeah,
thousands.
That's what I mean. And no
like,
one else does that.
He stands out.
No one else does that.
No.
Like as much as if you want to like him or not want to like him, no one else does that.
No, it was an absolute incredible performance,
and that's why he's that big of a superstar.
Yeah. And like Don Cerrone, like he obviously was hyping himself up for the fight. He was like, people can't say I win the big one. Well, here's the biggest one of all, and let's see if I can win this.
He could have been like the next Nate Diaz.
Yeah,
like there was a lot to win.
And also, I think another thing going into that was they were saying that McGregor like lost a lot of his Irish backing, but there seemed to be a lot of Irish people over in Vegas for him as well. Like I saw multiple Irish rugby jerseys over there. The Irish flags were flying. Some fella had an Irish flag so big, I was like, how's he getting that into the stadium?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was that big. And then the weigh-ins, like it was another like one of those things where you take the picture from behind McGregor and you're like, fucking hell, that looks like more people than are going to go to the fight tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And I suppose when they came out, right, Cowboys sort of came out, whatever. First of all, I think we both agreed we thought his t-shirt was shit, didn't we?
Yeah. It's very basic.
Yeah,
very
it was. It was almost like a fan made, The Rock. His Brahma Bull. It was almost like sort of t-shirt. He came out, whatever, got into the octagon. And then when McGregor came out, like I was like, oh, I don't know how this is going to go. Like I wasn't feeling too confident about it. And then I saw him come out without any top on, and he was like ready to get into the octagon and go straight away.
Yeah.
What did you think about that? Did you think that was like, I'm absolutely ready, or
yeah?
Yeah. You think he'd done his warm up in the back, and he was like, I'm getting in here, and it's go time.
Yeah,
I think Cerrone should have realised when he came with no t-shirt on. He was like, he's coming for me from like the bell.
Yeah. Myself and Ross also noticed that most of the time for the last few fights Conor's been in, he tends to come out first. So all the lights and the people chanting and everything, like tends to be missed by the fighter coming out. Whereas Cowboy Cerrone is waiting for Conor to enter the octagon, so like that's probably going to put more pressure on you.
And the nerves are going to like really build up in Cerrone. Also, it must be really weird. I don't think people actually think about this, but they're fighting in America, and when you're the American and you're getting out-cheered by someone else, that must be a weird feeling.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
like he's there, like yeehaw, Mr. America Cowboy, and then McGregor comes out and everyone's like, yeah.
And also Cowboy most of the time would be the fans' favourite as well.
Oh, 100%. I don't think Cowboy's probably ever been booed in his life.
Yeah.
So McGregor comes out, walks into the cage. They bring them over. The ref steps in. They touch gloves, and McGregor runs across the cage, throws his sort of heavy left hand. Cowboy ducks, and I'm almost like, I think he actually hit him with his hip. But I actually thought he was trying to do the Masvidal knee at one stage.
Yeah.
I was like, is he trying to do the Masvidal knee and then call out Masvidal? Because like I was wondering, and then they clinch up, and McGregor, boom, shoulder. I think we're both sitting there going, I was like, oh, that actually looks quite sore. But then After you see them like break, you're like, fuck, he's hurt. And then McGregor, bang, slap, head kick. Cerrone threw his head kick first and then missed. I think that was like Cerrone's like Hail Mary. He was like, on bollocks here, head kick, missed.
It all happened so fast, and I was just like, I thought it was going to start slow. I don't know why. I don't know why I thought that. I thought it would be like, right, try and gauge stuff. Like,
well, I really thought McGregor was like sort of looking for 5 minutes of like octagon time.
Yeah, same here.
That's just didn't take it.
That's the thing, man. He everything you expect, he doesn't do it. Like, he said he didn't do the Billy strut because everyone thought he was going to do it, so he didn't do it. Like, everything you think he's going to do, he does the opposite. He's a mindfuck, man.
It's incredible. And then even like his shots on the ground, they were so like selected. There was no, because a lot of people like, they, you know, see your opponents rocked and they go berserker on them, you know what I mean? And they just like throw their hands as fast as possible. Like, at halftime they miss everything. His shots are so accurate. Like, it's very hard to understand this, but when you throw 20 strikes in a fight, and if you will land 19 of them, like, that is unheard of. You know what I mean? Like, for you look at someone like Tyson Fury, and if he walks out of fighting Deontay Wilder with over 40% of his strikes landed, like, he's more than likely, like, a landslide won the fight.
Yeah, I know.
Like, 95% of strikes landed.
I don't know. I know. Like, myself and Ross we're almost going to do a live video on this on the night, like a fight companion, and then we really, like, it would have taken away what we were going to do today, but like, we're better off like taking that day and like letting
really analyse it. Like,
you know.
In fairness, we might do a fight companion going forward. We haven't really decided, but
let us know.
We'll see. Let us know if you think we should.
Yeah.
But look, McGregor won. That's all she wrote. I think most people were in shock. I was like, I didn't really know how to rate the performance. It was so good, and I was so like blown away.
Yeah, me and Ross were shocked, man,
by how good he looked at 170 as well.
Yeah,
because McGregor sort of said, I had a fry this morning and they made weight, and Cerrone obviously had to cut a bit of weight. Not a lot now. 90% of welterweights cut a lot more. He came in there and he made a show of Cerrone.
Yeah,
and I don't really like saying that because I like Cowboy.
First time Cowboy has ever not landed a strike in his fighting career.
There you have it. Cerrone, he didn't get a chance. He didn't.
No. Like, I'm still blown away by that performance, Ross. We watch so many fights, and no one goes in and like just starches people the way Conor does it.
No,
and he's special. Like, no matter what you say, whether I know if you couldn't tell, Ross is obviously Irish, wearing an Irish stuff. But I mean, it doesn't matter if like he was English, Welsh, or like American.
No, it doesn't matter that he's Irish.
Yeah,
he's like such a character.
He's special. Like,
put
and
it this way,
draws
if Darren Till actually went in and like batter people the way McGregor batters people every single time, we'd be sitting here going, Darren Till is incredible. You know what I mean? Like, he just happens to
not even John Jones does this stuff, and he's meant to be the best ever.
Yeah, John Jones, like, if John Jones was only like short and knockout power, and then like he'd have it all. Well, also it doesn't help he's like snorting cocaine and running over pregnant women.
John Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It was an insane performance. He got on the mic. He was actually quite humble on the mic afterwards.
Yeah.
I expected maybe a little bit of something, but I think the real question is, where does he actually go from here? You know what I mean? Jorge Masvidal was obviously in the crowd. He was wearing a Versace dressing gown that McGregor had previously worn. Obviously, that was like trying to get him to take the fight. Usman was sitting in the front row. Apparently, there was loads of tweets that went out on Usman's account before the fight. Dana White had to go into the locker room like, his account was hacked. McGregor's smart in that. He knows Ali Abdulaziz, who's also Khabib's manager, was like sending out tweets. I think it's actually like pathetic to say it was hacked. Like, he should be like, I said that.
Man, this is this was planned. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Obviously, Ali Abdulaziz is like, we get Usman in the fight because like he could get all the money.
Yeah, because you know what? Like, I don't think Usman obviously doesn't hate McGregor enough to put out them disgusting tweets. But Ali Abdulaziz is like, I'll fucking do it.
Yeah. Also, like, I don't think Usman's actually a bad guy. I think he's actually a really nice guy, and that's one of his biggest problems. You know that?
Yeah.
He seems like very humble.
Yeah.
Like, look when he beat Woodley. Like, his granny was over there like hugging Woodley and stuff. You know what I mean? He's not actually a bad guy. I think anyone who brings their granny to the fight is not a bad guy.
Yeah, Cowboy bring his granny into the octagon as well.
That was mad. Like, and then Conor like gave her great praise as well. He was like, she's a mad woman. She's like, known in the sport now for being there.
Tom Brady then followed her on Instagram.
Yeah, at Cowboy Cerrone Granny underscore.
Yeah, yeah. But man, I'm so proud of that situation there, and the way like I feel like Conor's like a new man now, and like obviously like the proof's in the pudding. Let's see what happens. But I mean, it's like it put such a nice spin on this new decade of MMA, and like there's now who knows what happens if he fights Khabib next. But it's just a brilliant start to the decade and the year. Just the sportsmanship was brilliant. But as you said, let's find out. Let's break down who we think could be the next opponent, because Conor said in the post-fight interview with Ariel Helwani that he will fight again before the summer. He's like, maybe, probably, yeah, and then he goes, yes, I will fight again before the summer.
There we have it. He's come out and said he wants to be very, very active this year. Maybe I'll list out 5 opponents for Barry to fight next. You can sort of pick one and tell me why you should fight that, and then I'll pick one and tell you why you should fight them. So we have Khabib or Tony Ferguson, right? If one of them pulls out.
Yeah. When are they fighting, in April?
Yeah.
Okay.
Justin Gaethje, Jorge Masvidal, Kamaru Usman, and Nate Diaz.
I think you're forgetting one.
Who?
Max Holloway.
Max Holloway. Well, you want to say Max Holloway, say Max Holloway.
Yeah. And also, I don't want to put like everyone on the list, but Poirier was being talked about fighting him as well.
Yeah.
But do you know what? I'll debunk Poirier because he's already fought Khabib last time. So if he was to fight Conor, then beat Conor, then the next fight would have to be against Khabib.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Also, he's fought Tony Ferguson before as well, I think.
Not sure
back in the day. I think. Maybe I'm wrong, actually. Maybe he hasn't.
Okay. Well, then we may as well move on to Max Holloway then.
Right, you want to start Max Holloway? Start Max Holloway. Tell me, why would Conor McGregor fight Max Holloway?
Because when you did originally fight Max Holloway years ago, remember he beat him by decision, and then he wrecked his knee, and then he was out for like a year, close to a year. Yeah. I think like Max Holloway now, he's after losing to Volkanovski. Conor really, as we've seen here, Conor needs to be like really like want to get up at that early in the morning to fight. I don't think someone like Gaethje is really gonna like make him do it. I think someone like Max Holloway, he's like, right, I really want to beat him. Max Holloway's also a great name. He's like known as the greatest featherweight champion ever. Conor beat him. Conor would like to like prove that again. I think it'd be a 155. I don't think it'd be a 170. But I think like Max Holloway is definitely probably ahead of Kamaru Usman to get that fight.
Do you think if he actually fought Max Holloway, he'd actually ask Max Holloway to fight at 170? Because if he actually fought Max Holloway at 170, I'd favour McGregor far more. Just because Holloway would have to put on so much weight that he'd probably actually be less fit. If that makes sense.
No, I think it could be Max Holloway versus Conor McGregor, 155 pounds. The winner then takes on Khabib or Tony Ferguson for the title. That's what I could see happening more, because he said that Masvidal just looked like a tick wearing his old robe. He was like, what's that story with that? And then like Kamaru Usman, I don't think Kamaru Usman's name isn't big enough for him. I know he has the belt, but I think Masvidal would happen before Usman. You know? Well, like, so let me know what you think anyway. Before I answer everything.
Well, look, you're allowed to have your opinion on it, and I'll have mine. I think the Usman fight is actually more on the table now than before the Cerrone fight, just because McGregor went up to 170 and finished Cowboy in 40 seconds. No one's finished Cowboy that fast in a fight ever. Also, Dana White just got proven he was wrong, that McGregor can't fight at 170. He just went in there and walked through Cerrone.
I know.
I think the Masvidal fight could be on the table. I think if anyone could actually entice McGregor into a fight by a bit of verbal sparring, I think Masvidal is the one to actually do it. Nate Diaz is also available. He could fight him. The trilogy is always going to be an absolutely massive fight. I think I'd favour Conor McGregor more now than ever after watching both their last fight. Justin Gaethje is a very, very interesting one. I actually think that's the easiest fight for McGregor. Justin Gaethje's proved how hittable he is. Yeah. And I think McGregor would be able to beat him in under 2 minutes as well. Yeah. I could see the way Gaethje gets hit and then gets rocked, but then comes back and wins. Yeah, I think when you get rocked by Conor McGregor, that's it. Yeah. It's game over.
But I don't think Gaethje's a big enough name for him to really want to get in there. And also, he wasn't at the event.
I'm fully aware that Gaethje wasn't at the event. I just
he was up in the bleachers.
But I just more so think for staying active, and then like everyone been like, you ducked Gaethje. McGregor might just go, you know what? I'll just knock Gaethje out as well.
Yeah, but I don't think people would be like, oh, you duck Gaethje if he takes on Holloway. You know. And Holloway's coming off a loss as well.
Yeah,
2 losses.
Yeah, but I think with McGregor, they're always going to say, oh, you should have fought him instead.
They're always going to say that though.
Yeah, no.
Like if he takes on Masvidal, they're going to be like, oh, you ducked Usman.
Well, I think no matter who he fights, people are going to criticize it. It's a bit like when he was coming up the ranks. He was fighting everyone. They were like, you haven't fought a jiu-jitsu guy, knocked out Brandao.
Yeah.
You haven't fought a wrestler, knocks out Chad Mendes. You haven't fought a top fiver, knocks out Poirier. It's like, you haven't beat Aldo, beats him in 13 seconds.
Well, the thing is, he's going to pick one that the fans want. The fans are like, if you put a poll out now, I don't think he's going to get a whole loads of people clamoring for Gaethje.
Maybe we'll put about
and people know Max Holloway.
We'll put out a poll on Instagram stories. You know, not one of those vote polls, but like the right answer ones, and then because I think you can just still see the percentage, if that makes sense. It doesn't matter what the right answer is. Pulling them out.
I hate the way you can't do that properly. Like,
you can't do a 4-person poll
on Twitter. You can.
Yeah, it's better,
like,
isn't it?
Yeah.
But tweet us. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So what are you thinking now? This is what the people at home are sort of thinking. What do you think's next? Because he still wants to be ready for the possibility of fighting Khabib or Tony Ferguson if one of them drops out.
I randomly enough just like the Gaethje fight. You know that? I think like
I don't not like that.
No, but I think it's like in terms of actually stylistically, it's like a friendly fight. They both knock people out, and it sort of keeps. You know, it keeps McGregor at the top of the 155-pound food chain.
Yeah, but if you're also looking at Masvidal as well, that fight, like, if Masvidal is going to have to take on Usman if McGregor picks someone else, right?
Yeah.
If Masvidal loses to Usman, that's it, gone.
Oh, 100%.
Like, Masvidal is just no longer relevant then.
Masvidal would almost be better off trying to like coerce Nick Diaz into a fight.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. Like, do you go for, do you strike while the iron's hot? Like, while Masvidal is still sort of relevant?
I think the longer months go on, the less relevant Masvidal is. You know that?
Yeah. And also, if Masvidal loses to Usman, then Usman's the bad motherfucker as well. Then technically, you know.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So then, what are we narrowing it down to? I don't think Usman's next, because McGregor doesn't want to fight someone who fights the same way sort of Khabib can. I know Usman's like, oh, it can stand and bang, but like
it's like the CONOR McGREGOR lottery, isn't it? It's like,
yeah.
It's like,
oh man,
it's
they
like,
all want that.
It's like roll the drum. It's like. And the winner is
yeah. They all want it. They all want it.
Yeah, they all do want it. They all are saying his name.
Okay, so let's see. Right, but give us we're gonna go. Joe, we're both gonna do. We're gonna go in order 1, 2, and 3. Who you think he's gonna fight? Not in like he's gonna fight him, then him, but like
in like most likely. We're
most
not saying our preference. We're saying who we actually think he's gonna fight.
Yeah, you can go first, right?
All right. I think.
Make sure you sit up a bit. So people know I'm not lying. Ross means business now.
Will be Justin Gaethje. Number 2, Jorge Masvidal. Number 3, Kamaru Usman.
Okay, I'm gonna go number 1. That I think he's gonna fight is Max Holloway. Number 2, Masvidal. Number 3, he fills in for Khabib versus Ferguson.
No, it's also Justin Gaethje is also managed by Ali Abdulaziz, so I actually think that's might actually entice him to go in there and just knock the head off him.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So let us know who you think Conor McGregor is going to fight next.
Make sure to do it. It's actually like I think that's what everyone wants to know, isn't it?
Yeah.
And like everyone, you know what? It's much more fun to actually speculate what's going to happen next than this to know what's going to happen next and then give your opinion on it.
That's it. And then it's like Conor McGregor is fighting Brock Lesnar. It's like, damn it. But right, anything else to say about
that? No. I also wouldn't. In fairness, I wouldn't be shocked if any of the 5 names come out of the hat.
Yeah.
And you never know. You might just get someone absolutely left field as well. They might be like, do you remember the Ultimate Fighter? He's going to fight Uriah Faber.
George St. Pierre.
Who knows? Well, and now he's fought at 170. I'm like, I'm not like unbelievably shocked by it. Bisping's come out of retirement.
Bisping was dying to come out of retirement there. He was like, oh shit.
He's like, I love to fight McGregor card.
Yeah, man. Oh my god. You see, like this is the brilliant thing for me and Ross doing this thing. Like, obviously going to the Bellator events and doing media stuff is brilliant. Like, and I absolutely love it. But like when something really exciting happens, and then you're like, yes, this week we don't have to talk about UFC Russia card that no one knows who's fighting. I mean, you
Oli
really
Nainuk.
yeah. Volkov. But thanks a lot for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe if you're enjoying this shit, because this is one of the main reasons why I do this shit. But will I move on to this weekend?
Yeah, you might as well just run through it.
Yeah, okay. This weekend is UFC Rally. It's on in the PNC Arena. It's being headlined by Curtis Razor Blades against Junior Cigano dos Santos. Ross, we may as well start at the main thing, and then I'm going to scroll down through it. So Curtis Blades taking on Junior dos Santos, Ross, in the heavyweight bout. Number 3 versus number 4. This could potentially be a heavyweight title
eliminator.
Eliminator, yeah.
The only reason I think it might not be is just because Francis Ngannou is like waiting in the wings, isn't he?
Yeah.
Here, look, are they
That's
ever
scary guy to wait in the wings.
I think before we go any further, like, when the hell is Stipe versus Daniel Cormier going to be announced? I don't care if it's announced for like UFC 253. Like, I just want that to be like, right, that fight's happening.
Yeah.
This is the ultimate grappler versus striker matchup, isn't it? Dos Santos is former UFC heavyweight champion, probably the best pure boxing in the entire division. Yeah. Curtis Blades is probably the best takedown artist in the division. I know Daniel Cormier is probably technically a better wrestler, but in terms of shooting that double leg, Blades is absolutely brilliant at it.
Yeah.
And it all comes down to whether Dos Santos can keep him on the feet and land the big shot, or whether Blades can take him down. I think I was sort of leaning towards Dos Santos beforehand, but I think Blades is going to be able to take him down, hold him down, ground and pound, get the win.
Yeah. I think Dos Santos would probably be one of the closest people to be like Francis Ngannou. Ngannou beat Blades twice. So therefore I'm just going to go with Dos Santos.
I think he'll be able to knock him out early.
Yeah, he looks a bit energized.
Yeah, in fairness, it's the only really way to get it done against Blades, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then RDA, Rafael Dos Anjos, is going to fight Michael Chiesa. Chiesa's actually looked pretty good at welterweight, but I think Dos Anjos, unless you're actually going to win the belt, I don't think anyone beats Dos Anjos.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I know Chiesa's going to have to try and get this to the ground, and like Dos Anjos is a black belt as well, isn't he?
Yeah, in fairness, I was sort of drinking the Michael Chiesa Kool-Aid, and then he fought Anthony Pettis, and then Pettis just like beat him quite easily, and that sort of made me go, nah, Chiesa's like forever going to be ranked between 15 and 10.
Yeah.
At best.
Yeah.
And then RDA is, I think, for the rest of his career, is going to be ranked between like 7 and 3.
Yeah. Ross's Welsh counterpart Brett Johns is also fighting on the card against Tony Gravely.
Yeah, it's actually a shy card, isn't it?
It's a shy card. But there was actually a couple of fights announced, Ross, during last week. Israel Adesanya is now taking on Yoel Romero, and also Tyron Woodley is taking on Leon Edwards.
Yeah, 2 massive fights in both divisions. Obviously, Adesanya versus Romero was for the belt. It just goes to show you, like, Adesanya's character by willing to take on Romero. He's definitely the scariest fight in the division. And if you actually, like, view the people who've fought Romero, like, some of them, like Tim Kennedy, like, basically, like, he was never the same and retired after fighting Romero. Look at Whitaker, like
Whitaker twice.
He's not the same whatsoever. Adesanya just went in there and like made a show of him.
Give us another name.
Who else fought him there? Paulo Costa like broke his bicep. You know what I mean? Like,
no, give us another one.
Chris Weidman's like been knocked out in every fight ever since. I mean, everyone ever fights him, and like Leon Machida was like sent off to Bellator. Like, it's almost like you retire after fighting Romero. Like, your career's over.
That's a feather in the cap.
He like takes it out of you. And for whatever reason, I actually really fancy Romero to be able to beat Adesanya in this fight. I feel like Romero is so powerful and he's such a good wrestler. He actually will, for once, implement his wrestling.
Let's see what happens. He is a spider monkey.
And then, as you said, which was the other fight you said?
Leon Edwards against Tyron Woodley.
Yeah, great fight, headlining the O2 Arena in March.
Yeah. Look,
this is Leon Edwards, like, title shot, really. I mean, he wins this fight and he has to fight for the belt.
He's off to the races, yeah.
So, and also, it actually isn't a terrible thing for Leon Edwards if Usman versus Masvidal was announced, because then if he beats Woodley, you win. If Masvidal wins, it's like the grudge match versus Masvidal, and if Usman wins, he gets a chance to take back. I think he's only lost twice in UFC, but it was last time he lost was to Usman. So, like, you know, it'd be a rematch. What do you think they're going to do with Usman? I know we were discussing the Conor situation, but like, if that's off the cards, then Well, I think what they're going to do with Usman pulls down to what they're going to do with McGregor. Whether they're going to do McGregor Masvidal or whether they're going to do...
It's a trickle effect, yeah.
Yeah.
Because now that I think about it as well, I don't think Masvidal... Like, I don't think it's great for Dana White to put Masvidal against Usman. Well, who knows? Well, Usman needs someone that can actually sell a card, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think it has to be Masvidal versus Usman, just because after making this Leon Edwards fight, because he was the only other person who could fight for the title. Yeah. It was either Masvidal or Edwards versus Usman. And now you have...
But Masvidal has to strike while they aren't hot as well.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. But if you also look at it, are they going to keep Usman on the sidelines until June? Because Usman just fought, and then he's not going to wait till March and then wait till June to actually fight the winner of that fight.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to have to fight.
Yeah. Well, and then this weekend as well, Bellator returns. It's going to be Bellator 238. It's being headlined by Julia Budd against Chris Cyborg, making a Bellator debut for the featherweight world title. Chris Cyborg's she's coming off a defeat from Amanda Nunes, champ, and she's gone in straight for a title fight.
Yeah, I think she'll be the only person to ever hold the Strikeforce, Bellator, and UFC title.
So.
She probably will be, won't she? So I expect her to get the job done.
Yeah. Also in the featherweight World Grand Prix quarterfinal, Darian Caldwell is taking on Adam Borch. Adam Borch is actually undefeated.
I actually think Adam Borch looks really, really good in the last couple of fights, and I know I've seen Caldwell lose before, so therefore I know it's possible.
Yeah. Also on the card, Sergio Pettis making his Bellator debut. Juan Archuleta's on the card as well. Unfortunately, Dylan Dennis was meant to be on the card, but he's not on it. But that would have been very interesting because he brings a lot of interest as well. Yeah,
there's other brilliant fighters on the card, like Raymond Daniels on the card, Aaron Pico's on the card, AJ Asgram, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
He's an absolute jiu-jitsu phenom. He's in the card as well. So, and as well as Anthony Preboy Taylor and UFC vet Curtis Melinder. It's actually better than the UFC card.
Yeah, it is.
If you could actually just put the main and co-main event of the UFC onto this Bellator card, like I'd actually stay up and watch it late.
Yeah, name-wise, it's brilliant.
It is, isn't it?
Like it just had, yeah, but it is a bit one-sided.
Oh yeah, Bellator are notoriously known for doing that.
Yeah, but
notorious.
If you're really enjoying the MMA shows, make sure to please do us a favor and subscribe. Definitely tell a friend, because this year we're trying to really grow the show. Myself and Ross met up with a guy called Paul Fogarty, who's in charge of One Hit Management over the weekend, and we were discussing things what we should just do moving on into the future and all that sort of crack. And then so that's why, in order to really grow the show, like, we need people that are actually enjoying the shows, watching the shows. Make sure to like, subscribe, tell a friend. I know, like, we ask you to do that, but like, in order to us to actually grow.
Yeah, if you love the show and want us to keep doing the show and do more shows, if you like and subscribe, it actually does help us do more shows.
Yeah, because we're trying to invest more in the product as well. Like, we're trying to get more mics so we can get more people on the show. You know what I mean? Ross's mum was like, when am I coming on the show to talk about my soup that I make? It's like, we need to get another mic.
Yeah. Good woman, Judy.
Good woman, Judy.
So now we're going to move in to the world of football.
Yeah. So we're going to start off from the top. Over the weekend, Manchester United lost 2-0 to Liverpool at Anfield. This is going to be the topic of conversation. Like, how many people going into work today are going to be like, yeah, you lost, we beat you? Like, how many people are going to...
Stop. You know what? It's gotten to a stage now where Liverpool are so good this season that they always win, and Manchester United are so bad that we were expecting to lose. So therefore, it doesn't actually feel like... I feel like Man United like rolled over and died and just went, here, look, it's fine. Liverpool are better.
When I saw the team sheets coming out, I was like, oh my God, that United team is very, very defensive and not that good at all. And then I saw Liverpool's team, I was like, typical. Best starting 11 like they could have out. Bar if you subbed in Fabinho in for Oxlade-Chamberlain. But like, it's sort of like for like.
Yeah, but Chamberlain still played brilliantly in the game. Yeah. That Liverpool squad is absolutely brilliant. Yeah. If you just look at it, like, Alisson's like incredible for them. Sometimes I'm like, he's gonna do some bogey, and then he just doesn't do anything bogey. He's so comfortable with the ball at his feet. Trent Alexander-Arnold's the best right back in the world. Robertson, you could easily argue, is the best left back in the world. Yeah. Van Dijk's the best centre half in the world.
He is like a Rolls Royce. I remember he did some turn. Not even bar the goal. Like he just did some turn, and I was like, the confidence he has to do that. There's so much confidence in that team that like everyone it like can't wait to get in the ball and just pass it around. Whereas, you know, they're sort of like, oh shit, Don't want to fuck it up, lads. Here, let's start at the corner, right? Virgil van Dijk, United actually started off okay. From the corner, Van Dijk was being marked by like Fred or Brandon Williams or Pereira at different stages throughout the game. When we have
Harry Maguire should just be like, "That's my man."
Yeah, but zonal marking isn't actually a good. I personally don't like so. No,
have your man and that's it. You know what I mean? And then you actually take ownership over it. It was like he was in your zone, mate.
Yeah,
it's like what?
Harry Maguire and Virgil van Dijk compared to each other because of the price tag.
Yeah,
right. And it was like either Harry Maguire, Lindelof, or Matic should have been man marking Virgil van Dijk. They're number one header of a ball.
Been Harry Maguire. I know. Like, I'm the captain. He's my man.
Yeah, but I'm after naming 3 players.
And like 6'4".
Yeah, and not one of them marked Van Dijk.
Like, why is Brandon Williams marking him? I think Fred was like, "You're the blocker," and it's like Brandon Williams like, "Oh, mark him." It's like,
yeah, but like
maybe not, pal.
Ross, this is straight off the training field. Like, this is training 101. You don't need a UEFA A license to be like, Harry Maguire, captain, you mark Van Dijk.
Yeah.
That's bread and butter stuff.
Yeah, like, you could be sitting there with a 5-year-old being like, Maguire, Mark Van Dijk.
That's ridiculous, carry on. Like, in fairness, Liverpool should have got a couple of goals. United had a couple of chances as well. You know what I mean? It was like a close, not like close, but it was there was nothing.
Yeah, but tell me this. Man United signed signed Maguire for 80 million, right? And we'll both agree he's the best centre half of the club, yeah?
Maguire.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Man United have conceded the most goals in Premier League via headers this year.
Yeah.
Like, whatever they're doing isn't working.
And we haven't scored one header.
I think we scored two headers all year.
Well, 2 goals from a corner.
No, not from corner, just 2 headers.
We haven't scored from... Okay.
Just 2 headers for the entire year. Martial scored a header there last week, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
2 headers we scored this year. We've conceded 8 goals from corners this year.
Yeah.
That's far too many. Like, it's like us, Norwich, and Aston Villa. You know what I mean? It's like we're relegation form on conceding goals from headers, and we're after buying possibly the best defensive header of the ball in the league, because that's what he was when he was at Leicester.
Yeah. See, the thing is, the most topical thing to talk about in the Premier League is Ollie in or Ollie out. Bar Pogba in or out, but Pogba's not playing, so it's not going to make as many headlines.
Pogba is relevant.
Yeah.
Pogba's made himself out.
So, like, let's discuss Ollie in or Ollie out. Like, where do you stand in this, Ross? Like, obviously we lost 2-0.
You know what?
And last week he got hockeyed by Man City.
I'm very much Ollie in as long as he's not doing an interview. It's when I see him start doing interviews, I'm like, no, please, no. When I see him start saying stuff like, it was real positive bar the time they scored the goals against us, I'm like, oh, okay. Or we lose 3-1 to Man City, and then he goes, we won the second half 1-0. Like, those sort of things don't really sit well with me. Or, geez, we've come so far, Man City have started playing their best team against us. Like, those sort of things are not what I want to hear from the Manchester United manager, the biggest club in the world, and they're going, the other teams respect us.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what I want to see. But in terms of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, how's he doing in relation to Mourinho or Van Gaal or Moyes? I feel like he's actually doing something similar. And if anything, he has brought along a lot of youngsters. If you look at where Ole was, with the team he was left from Mourinho to the team he has now, Fred, whether you like it or not, has actually been one of our best players.
I thought Fred was very good yesterday. Yeah. You know that?
Yeah.
I'm not even messing.
He works really, really hard for the team.
Yeah, but like he's actually come along a lot since last year. Yeah.
Sorry. So like Fred, Brandon Williams, I think should be our starting left back, which Ole brought in. He brought in Maguire, who's like definitely better than Smalling or Jones. He brought in Wan-Bissaka, who's like definitely a good right back.
Yeah.
I don't overly agree with his midfield selections, but our midfield is shy anyway. Put it this way, if Pogba and McTominay were available every week, they'd be in the team. But we're actually stuck with Matic and Pereira, who I think are dreadful. I honestly thought Matic should have started after the Norwich game. Thought he was very, very good.
I didn't think Matic was that bad there.
Yeah, but he's also he can't keep up with that Liverpool pace.
Yeah, I know.
And then Rashford, Martial and Greenwood have been as good, if not better, this season than they've ever been. Now, obviously, Martial missed that absolute sitter, which I was like, I can't believe he actually missed that.
Yeah. I don't think that was as much as a sitter as...
Yeah, but I think when it's Man United
like the
versus
Pereira
Liverpool,
miss was more of a sitter.
Yeah, but it was Man United versus Liverpool, like, that's a sitter. You know what I mean? Like, in those games, like, that has to go in the back of the net.
Yeah, like touch wood.
Yeah, so I think Solskjaer has actually brought that team on quite a lot. and I think he's really putting his own stamp on it. And I don't think any other manager in the Premier League would actually do better than Solskjaer's doing with that group of players. You also have to look into it. You know, Pep Guardiola, I think, finished like 3rd or 4th in his first season with Man City. You know, Jurgen Klopp didn't set Liverpool on fire the first season. It's only his 3rd and 4th season. Yeah. So I think just chopping and changing manager all the time doesn't actually help. Give Solskjaer a chance. Let him implement his philosophy and let him try and play football his way. I think it doesn't help. I think, his biggest problem are the board. Look at Ed Woodward. Like, he's constantly missing signings. Haaland went from Salzburg there to Dortmund, came on off the bench and scored a hat-trick at half-time.
We could do it with him now because Rashford's out.
100%. We're very thin in our squad. You know what I mean? 3 or 4 key injuries. Like, if you take Rashford out of that team...
He's out for a couple of months now.
Yeah. You take Rashford out of that team, you take Maguire out of the team, and just say you take Wan-Bissaka out of that team. That team gets considerably worse very, very fast.
And Pogba's out as well.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, I just don't say take Pogba because we haven't had him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's not like you can't take someone out of the team who's not there. Yeah. But I find Dalot just definitely not as good as Bissaka.
Yeah.
And then if you play Maguire and Lindelof and Jones, that's considerably worse. And then you take Rashford out, people aren't scoring goals.
Yeah.
So take those 3 players out of the team. Because you could say take De Gea out, but Romero's actually really good, so it's not actually the worst.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree with you there, man. Even though I think we were told that we should be more controversial against each other, but it's the board. I mean, we let so many players leave. I think we let 7, if not 8 players leave, and we only brought in 3. And the players now they have to step up.
There's a reunion over in Inter Milan.
Sorry,
there's a reunion over in Inter Milan if you're looking to go.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. But that's the thing. All Solskjaer needs the players in. Look, we know he's not the world's greatest manager. He doesn't say the world's greatest things all the time. But he needs proper players coming in here. You know what I mean? If you say he's the worst manager in the league and you don't give him players, well, how much better can he do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that board is shocking. I actually just looked at my watch there now. It's not because I was looking to kick you out. It's because it's the 20th of January. That transfer window's been open for 20 days. Manchester United were sitting in 7th, 8th, 6th, somewhere between 8th and 6th at the start of that transfer window, at the start of January. And we clearly need to buy a few players to make sure we get into that top 4.
Yeah.
And we've bought no one.
Yeah, at the moment, Manchester United are coming 5th. They're 5 points behind Chelsea in 4th.
I mean, I'm sure you saw it as well. Did you see Evra, Souness, Keane, Carragher on Sky Sports yesterday? It was very prevalent, and I completely agree with Roy Keane on this, that, Frank Lampard's after losing 8 games to Chelsea. You know what I mean? They're not, they lost to Newcastle yesterday, and, is it because he's English that, he doesn't get as hard of time? Apparently, Lampard's doing a brilliant job. They're only, 5 points ahead of United. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't exactly be jumping on the bandwagon. And then they always try and throw Solskjaer's CV back up there that, he was with Cardiff and Molde. And then Lampard was managing Derby for 6 months and didn't get them promoted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think there is a lot to look into with that. And look at Arteta. You know what I mean? He lost a good few games with Arsenal at the start. They're not really doing much better.
No.
You know what I mean?
They're not.
A lot of these managers aren't incredible. And it's not overly fair to compare him to Pep and Klopp. You know what I mean? They've won the Champions League. You know what I mean? You don't go... Now, I know he's managing Manchester United and there has to be a comparison made, but you don't compare bloody Yeovil to Barcelona.
Yeah. I know. It's just... It's upsetting to watch Man U not be up there with the top teams and competing. Now, I know Liverpool are on a different stratosphere. Look at them in the Premier League. 22 games, won 21, drew 1, and that was against us and lost none. But...
Are they going to set the points record, yeah?
Oh, definitely.
Are they going to go undefeated?
I don't know. I mean, who knows? If they win the league, they might have to play certain players. They need to get them. I think you need to play 10 games now, to get medal. But
I don't even think it's that. I think it's more so if they keep on progressing the Champions League, they have the league won by March, actually won. That they start resting players in the league, and then they go for the cup and the Champions League.
Yeah. So at the moment, it's Ollie in. But it's the board out. They need to give these players now. We probably need another striker now, and where are you going to get one of them? And
also, Man United pay the most wages in the entire league as well.
Yeah, and then but supposedly Bruno Fernandes is going to come in. We need Bruno Fernandes to come in. We need another midfielder, and we need like another attacker that knows how to put the ball in the back of net, because we haven't got like a born goal scorer in the team, which is
No, we
crazy.
don't have to do Van Nistelrooy.
Yeah, although Greenwood might step up now. You never really know. Look at the way Rashford stepped up when he was that age. Who knows? Who knows? But
Yeah, get Mason Greenwood into your fantasy football team quick.
yeah, so I'm gonna say Ollie in at the moment. Like, I mean, there's no one else to really like. I can't sit through another transition period over and over again.
But
But,
yeah, you can sort of understand like Pochettino or whatever. And at first, I'll say it myself. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, Ole has to go. You know what I mean? But like that's just my like frustration of watching Manchester United like just be so crap.
Same here.
And like I'm not actually like, I don't have any disgust for Solskjaer. Sometimes I think like he doesn't say what Ferguson would have said, and it's almost like I was spoiled so much growing up with Ferguson's manager that like it's hard for me to accept like this absolute mediocrity. You know
That's the thing. Yeah, it's just mediocrity. I know if you actually do look over, I know some of the results haven't been that good, but what he's done in the background to almost build this wall of like consistency through having the right players in, get rid of the players that are just there.
Well, he's
cashing
like
checks.
you can see like his sort of youth development system tends to be actually working.
He needs Pogba to go or else stay. I think Pogba's ready to go. Everett said it yesterday, and he was told by the board that he's not allowed to go. But like, if Pogba goes, the money we can get back and then reinvest that into the team into like 2 players.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, rather than having him just sitting on the sideline,
Yeah,
Ross.
but I'd rather when he went and bought 2 players and then like then sell Pogba, because I don't want to sell Pogba for like 120 million and then somebody like, right, 70 million for Ashley Westwood from Burnley. It's like, fuck, right, give him the money quick.
It's a joke, man. What else in the Premier League do you want to talk about? Obviously, Liverpool have basically won the league now.
I think the only debate with Liverpool now is will they be beaten? I think they have to play City in the Etihad still, so like I'm sure City will try and beat them. City have like gone so off the boil, haven't they? What's their Premier League record there?
City's Premier League, they're coming in second at the moment. They've played 23, won 15, drew 3, lost 5. That would be like a very regular record for anyone in modern football, bar the last 2 years. You know?
Yeah, but like that, even if Liverpool have lost 3 games, like that's still like if you took 9 points off Liverpool, like they're still a good bit ahead of City. As in, like City haven't been at the races. Like City. When's the last time City lost 5 games in the league? You know what I mean? Like, they've been so subpar. And, again, it's their own fault. They didn't go into the transfer window and they didn't replace Vincent Kompany. Laporte got injured and they were shown out. Fernandinho's playing centre-half, and at the weekend, it cost him. He scored an own goal in the 94th minute.
But it's hard to replace someone like Vincent Kompany. And
Yeah,
like,
but you have to go out there and make some sort of effort.
Yeah, but they had the opportunity to get Harry Maguire as well, and Guardiola's like, too much money to spend. But like, they didn't know Laporte was going to go out and get injured, Ross.
I don't understand why Guardiola goes, that's too much money. I don't understand. Like, it's not coming out of fucking Guardiola's bank account. I'd just be like, I don't care how much players cost.
Yeah, but
that's who I want.
but I don't think he was really the guy he wanted as well.
Probably not.
Maybe Harry Maguire was going to cost more than like someone else that he wanted, and he was like, "Oh, my second choice. That's too much more." Like,
I was in like Harry Maguire's 80 million, but the other fella he wanted was like 45 million.
Something like that. Yeah. You never know. They might go and get Koulibaly as well next year.
They could. For me, I don't know if I buy the Koulibaly hype if he actually came to the Premier League. You know, he'd be like tested week in, week out.
Let's see what happens. At the moment, Leicester City come third. They also lost over the weekend against Burnley, and Jamie Vardy missed a penalty.
Is the Jamie Vardy party over? Is that what you want to know?
Just all like you see, Liverpool I feel are going to come first, and City are going to come second.
Yeah.
Then like Leicester, Chelsea.
But I feel like Leicester are a good bit in third. How many points are they ahead of Chelsea?
They're only 3. Leicester are 3 points behind Man City, and they're 6 points ahead of Chelsea. I think Leicester will come third because they're going to stay consistent.
Yeah, so
they're a lot of pace.
Well, they're 11 points ahead of Man United, which is the team in 5th.
Yeah,
so
but like Chelsea and United are going to be like battling it out.
Yeah,
and like Chelsea are still in the Champions League as well. It's just it's going to be funny. Like, you know what I mean? Tammy Abraham, like, he's sort of hot and cold. I know he scored a few goals, but sometimes he's like a bit of a donkey in front of goal, and you're like. And now Giroud's after leaving him, so they're really only going to be relying on Batshuayi.
Also gone to Inter Milan, the Premier League party.
Milan, yeah. I'm surprised they went for him as well, because they have
Lukaku.
Yeah, and the other Argentinian lad is going.
Icardi.
No,
or Martinez. Sorry,
yeah,
Icardi's gone to PSG.
Yeah, so like, Ross, we agreeing that like Liverpool are going to win the league. If you didn't think, Man City come second, Leicester come third, and then Chelsea and United 4th and 5th.
Who's below them? Wolves and Sheffield United.
Wolves and Sheffield United, yeah.
Where are Spurs?
Oh, Spurs are coming eighth. Sorry, Spurs are coming eighth with 31 points. So they're 3 points off United, but they have Harry Kane out until possibly for the end of the season.
Rashford out, you know what I mean? Which is a
yeah.
massive loss.
Yeah, but like we have
in relation to that.
Arsenal coming 10th on 29 points. Oh, but so it's close enough. Arsenal only 10.
What, 5 points behind United? 10 points behind Chelsea.
Yeah, geez, they're actually like.
Although, like, I feel like 10 points behind Chelsea is a lot, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay, now I don't know what to do. I don't know what to think.
Yeah, but like if Arsenal have Aubameyang and Lacazette, like, you mean they're actually almost in a better position than Spurs and United are.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But Sheffield United have McBurney.
Man, like,
you know what? Wolves shouldn't be ruled out either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but see, their squad isn't actually that big either.
Yeah, but like
no one's is actually.
Yeah, but they came back 1-3-2 there yesterday and it was like incredible.
Yeah, they're
like their starting 11's like very good.
I know.
I think that's the problem. I think like I know we to bring back the point we're Man United fans, but like if you put out Leicester starting 11 against Man United starting 11, like I actually think Leicester starting 11 is actually better. You know that?
Yeah. Well, then what do you think of top four right now? Like honestly in the back
Liverpool, City, Leicester, Chelsea. To be honest,
same here.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean? And with Rashford, if Rashford was fit, I'd probably say United's great fourth. But without Rashford for at least 7 or 8 games, I think Chelsea.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's.
So what's that bring you up to, like the 31st game in the league before Rashford's back?
Yeah, it's gonna be a while.
Yeah, so like there
Fraction
you go.
is back.
You know
yeah, but yeah, so the top four the way it is now, I think that's the way it's gonna be. Yeah, but this week anyway, before we wrap up the show, the Premier League is going to be on.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
This Tuesday, so tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. And then there's FA Cup Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And
Make
Monday.
sure to change your Premier League fancy team.
Yeah.
Get on that.
Yeah. Fair play to...
Oh, who's winning the league there, Basman?
Rose win the Fantasy Football League, and then Lee Duffy is coming second as well.
Have I moved up from 16th?
No, I think you got relegated there, man.
Oh, typical me.
Yeah,
no, typical me.
Typical you. Caldwell out.
Yeah, Caldwell out.
Yeah.
Basmo in.
Yeah. Also, Ross is wearing his Johnny Sexton jersey just
I'm wearing the full kit, man.
Just to honour the new captain. Ross, we actually thought that James Roy might get the captaincy, but
I think it just goes to show that Andy Farrell went and picked the safest route, really, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was like, right, Johnny Sexton, no one can really give out about that. Although I did see a few people actually give out about that.
Yeah.
Clearly Munster fans.
He didn't want people going against him.
But in fairness, and Andy Farrell, he's been there for the last couple of years, you know what I mean? And he probably just looked at his change room and went, who leads his change room? It's like, right, it's either O'Mahony or Sexton, and Sexton's more guaranteed starting O'Mahony, so it's Sexton.
Yeah, it is Sexton.
You can't really knock that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were sort of looking for the longevity of the side, and sometimes it is better to give. Why don't you make Ryan like vice captain and let like Sexton be captain for a year and like let him learn and build off that? There's no harm in that.
There is no harm in that.
In fairness, like I don't know if James Ryan's paid over 50 professional rugby matches. You know what I mean? And you want to make him captain of the country.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. Yeah,
so you know what I mean?
Johnny Sexton,
you have to take your time.
Tried and tested. You know he's not going to go out and get caught stumbling out of the crystal with like bags of fucking.
No, he's got the wife and kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
safe as houses. James Ryan. You know what? You're probably better off actually letting James Ryan like be his young, free and single himself. Well, I don't know. You have his bird, not, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But Ross, that sort of wraps up the football show.
Yeah.
If you do enjoy, make sure to like, subscribe, and let us know what you think the top four are going to be. But Ross, that wraps up the show. We're going to be obviously back next week. More things to talk about.
We're going to go in depth. We're going to have a look at the Irish rugby team. Do you have any thoughts on that video? I was thinking maybe we might do like a depth chart breakdown on each position or something like that.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that.
Because like I don't really think like us breaking down Ireland versus Scotland is that interesting. Because we're going to say Ireland are going to win. I think we're actually better off arguing who's going to start.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think that's actually better.
Yeah.
Much better.
Yeah.
So in fairness, if you do have any videos you want us to do that you think is interesting, please do let us know. And even if there's like a Netflix show you think we should watch and you want us to discuss, we can do that as well, because we actually like doing the Netflix ones as well. They're a bit of crack.
Yeah, we were going to talk about Aaron Hernandez, but we had to start off with the Conor McGregor stuff.
Who knows? So Aaron Hernandez might get a shout out next week, because like it's still going to be on Netflix next week.
Yeah.
But guys, thanks a million for watching. If you are on Spotify, make sure to give us a follow. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit subscribe. Let us know what you think on the gram. And as always, stay energized.